presidential historian Doug Wead. Brad, I want to start with you first because I find it somewhat ironic that Marco Rubio is suggesting maybe Donald Trump is not classy enough to be president. Is it classy to even say that about a fellow Republican? We keep seeing this Republican on Republican violence.
Well, he's making an interesting point because Americans want their president to be presidential, to act like a president. Everything a president does, what he says, where he says it, who he says it to, the manner in which he says it, is all something that reflects not only on himself, but also the country. So people want to respect and like their president, and I think Marco Rubio is absolutely right, is Donald Trump has not acted very presidential to date.
Doug, what do you think about that? And as you go through history as a historian, I mean, George Washington and John Adams, for example, had much different personalities, still could be quite effective at the job.
Absolutely. In history, there's no question that performance trumps dignity. I mean, George Washington was dignified and a very successful president, and Ronald Reagan was dignified, a very successful president. But Andrew Jackson was a lout. He was from the West. People got drunk at his inaugural party. Men urinated in the corners of the East Room of the White House, but he was a great president. Abraham Lincoln, he dressed shabbily. He was uneducated. The charming stories that we all love drove some editors up the wall during his own day, but he was a good president. And one last example, James Buchanan dressed like a dandy. He was gallant, elegant. They say he took your breath away. When he entered the room, he was a terrible president.
Doug, I'm assuming you using the word Trump as a verb there was just coincidental, but I'll move on, Brad.